Good day, everybody. Welcome to today's video. If you guys like doing DIY stuff, and sometimes you order DIY kits that you weld and fabricate up yourself, sometimes they don't always fit up as good as they should. So I'm going to show you how I dealt with one that didn't quite work out the way it should. So this one here is fitted up. Still got a few more things I want to do, so I want to round that off. And these bolt holes in here and that third one up there are not even close to lining up, which of course if you're buying a kit, I'm pretty sure all TJ fenders are laid out the same as far as bolt holes, so how you can screw that up is beyond me. I got this kit. I'm not going to mention brand names or where I got it from because I don't recommend anybody buying anything from them, but they're an East Coast company out of Canada, and the first thing we want to do is obviously get rid of the old fender flare. Now if you live in a place like me where you suffer winter, well, you're probably not gonna get those out. My advice to you, instead of fighting with them, is just drill the heads off them if they're not gonna come, because you'll be spending your time forever, and the little studs that they got in there isn't gonna hold up the steel fenders. You need to upgrade. All right, take this one here, start to fit it up. Once again, these holes over here like nowhere to be found. It is what it is. So she's gonna fit. Now the first thing you want to do is figure out where you're gonna weld that on there. And what I found from doing the other one, and this one here is the exact same. And I got the square here set up as the depth, and then I'm just going to throw a couple tack welds there. Now that I got tacked in place, I have these 2 rolls of tape that are the right height, and I take this and then I try to center this as best as I possibly can to make this work. So what I did is I just threw one tack on each side to kind of get it set up. This tube wasn't bent the same as the other one, so I had to kind of wiggle around with a little bit. So now what I want to do is put a couple more solid tacks in, and once I got those a little bit more solid tacks in, I'll break this piece off. Now that those tubes are welded in place, everybody's going to have their own method. And I find the best way, without getting any type of warpage, is to tack weld it while it's bolted onto the frame when you attach that skin. So now that you got it bolted down where you should, also got a clamp, got my tape in there for the spacer, so it's correct. Now I'm ready to start laying down the skin. Start on one side and work your way around. So the first bend is going to be tricky because you're going to have to hold it over to the side, plus hold it down to fold it around. Got it tack welded enough that I can take it off and do some more on the table. Came up a little shy at the bottom there. The corner was cut a little too soon. I got a lot of excess on the back, even with the tube butted up to the very edge. We'll clean her up and make her look as best as we can. So what I did for that corner is that I built it up with weld. So then when I sand her, grind her down, it will be formed. These gaps are the fitting. We're gonna do the same as we did for the other one. So I'm just gonna tape it off and then use a seam sealer on the back to fill that. Because once it's peel ward 15 and then Raptor lined, you're not even gonna see that. That's the corner now that I welded her up and then ground her down. And you can see the gap right there. This is why I was saying that you should fit it up on the vehicle, because if a person would fit that up on the table, it might came out a little bit tweaked, but everything has been ground down to match the contour. Spot welds on top here have just been flattened. You don't want to grind them out because ruin the integrity. And now we're ready to prep it and paint it and get her set. Pro tip 2, foam brushes. The foam I've experienced breaks off. Cheap brushes, the bristles come out. Spend the extra money, get a premium brush, and next to nothing for brush hairs come out. Poor man's reamer. Will it be enough to fit? Oh yes, it is. Crank the dial a little bit. There you have it. Riv nuts, nut certs are in place. Good to go. There we are. Fenders are on, looking good. Welding them in place. Ensured that they're excuse me. Ensure that they're straight and not all warped. There we have it. The rear fender flare is installed, getting ready for paint. Turned out all right. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them below. And I want to thank you guys for watching.